Okay, here we are then. We are live. What's happening right here, right now at FatCat Motor Park? You can see the Sintel Open 85cc riders coming into the waiting zone. They are going to be the first race out there today. That's basically how it's going to work. You got these guys. They had 2 motos yesterday. We'll get down to that in a minute, talking about that. The running order throughout today's schedule then, we have the Sintel Open 85cc riders coming out first. Race 2 will be the 7 MXY 125 250 by 7. I don't mean there's 7 of them out there. That's the brand 7, by the way. We've then got race 3 will be the Moto Connection Clubman MX2 class. Then race 4 today will be the Works Sports Financial.
Works Sports Insurance.
Okay, Sports Insurance. Well, you've changed your own brand right at the last minute to mess me up.
I have changed it. A little bit of a refresh. Bit of a refresh.
So Callum is actually getting behind, along with his business colleagues, and supporting the Clubman MX1 class. Race 5 will be the Moto Verde Amateur MX1, MX2 combined. Then race 6 will be the RFX Expert MX1, MX2. Then the big guns come out. That is the Lifelines Elite Fastest 40, incorporating the Liat MX1 class and a Pico MX2 class. The top riders in the country, combined class, mixed together in the fastest 40, Lifeline's fastest 40 event. Then we take a small track interval basically to prep the track, and then we do it all over again. And that's it. A continual live coverage here on MXN TV throughout the day. Wherever you are in the world, hope you're enjoying it. It's from sunny UK. We're up here just outside Doncaster in South Yorkshire.
It's sunny, but believe me, it's still quite cold. Just looking at time practice from the pro riders, might as well.
Absolutely, mate.
Bit. So Josh Gilbert was our fastest man, which is, I don't know, probably quite nice for him, being a sand track. He's normally a hard pack guy, so has he figured something out?
Well, this is it. If you've seen last night's Live at 7 studio show, we had Josh on. Josh has spent, nearly 2 months in Florida.
Yeah, in
sand.
In the sand, yeah, because they do have quite a few sand facilities out there, don't they, on the East Coast. So Josh, obviously, it's showing that it's worked out for him. He was at 1:48.867. Ashton Dickinson was second fastest. Peter Petroff and Jake Millward fourth. Sean Simpson rounded out the top 5 there. So Tommy Searle not in the top 5.
I don't think he'd be overly worried about that.
No.
Reigning champion, Harry Koulas in 7th, Carlton Husband on the Phoenix.
To be fair, the track would have been very flat. Not a lot of lines would have been developed yet. So throughout the day, there'll be a lot of changes. Tommy, we all know, very experienced GP rider, and Sean, and Harry. When the track starts getting churned up a bit rougher, then their old school skills start coming out.
It's going to be good. As we said, the UK's best riders all in one race together, combined. There will be a Lifeline's Fastest 40 Championship. So what we're doing differently this year is basically where they finish in the race, they will be rewarded points for that. But then they're also going to be awarded points for their class category. So we're going to end up, for example, with a Lifeline's overall Fastest 40 champion. Yep. We're going to end up with a Liat Elite MX1 champion. And we're going to end up with an Apico Elite MX2 champion.
Yep.
So that is fantastic.
Yes.
Right.
So MX2 Pro, it was Carlton Husband fastest. Jamie Carpenter. Is that Florin Mio?
No,
it's not.
It's Matteo.
It's Matteo Mio who was 3rd fastest, because Florin's got a concussion. So Matteo, his younger brother, who's a beach racer in France, is filling in for him. So it's Matteo. Lewis Hall 4th fastest, and Adam Collins rounding out the top 5. In Pro MX2.
Well, those guys are sort of scheduled to come up around 12:30 when those guys. Obviously, we trim the schedule and to get all this racing in, so we can't ever give you quite an accurate time of when the fastest 40 presented by Lifelines come out. But right now, let's concentrate on what we got on screen, which is the Sintel Open 85cc class. Yesterday, again, some great racing. Last year, Callum, we went down, we was around short last year, COVID, etc. We're not going to bang on about yesteryear with all those problems, but it still went to the wire even after 5 rounds between Musto and Billy Askew in the very last race at Cusses last year. Musto just about getting it done.
It was great, wasn't it?
It was brilliant.
Really good to watch. It's really good to watch, young kids have that tenacity as well and still have that real deep driving desire to want to win. It was great to see.
It was awesome, but it hurt Billy. They were brilliant, by the way, the pair of them. They basically shook hands, they braced, had a bit of a hug. You know, it was brilliant sportsmanship from a young age, but Billy would have gone away, kind of also knowing, there he is, he's going to be first to the line.
He was good yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
wasn't he?
yeah, he was
Very
good.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see where you're coming from. It would have hurt Billy, but only if he can't use it as a drive going into this season. If he can use it as motivation, and what we saw yesterday, it's going to be very hard to beat him.
Yeah, I think, you know, there's Archie J. Girdham, number 100. He was obviously stiff competition yesterday, you know, but really Askew was just, okay, he didn't set the quickest time in qualification, as you see there, but he was dominant. There's little Hayden Stat. Still, I mean, he's growing, but he's still not growing as much as everybody else. He's so small, he's so diminutive. His little starting blocks there are, you know, probably about 2 foot tall.
He could probably do another 4 years on an 80.
Listen, I'm vertically challenged as well, so don't let it hold you back. I know it doesn't hold Hayden back.
I've been vertically challenged my entire life.
Yeah, yeah. So this is going to be a good one. The guys...
You didn't even have whole shot devices.
No,
when you
God,
raced.
no.
Like, I bet you was just like rocking side to side. Why did no one even think about starting blocks?
I used to run and jump, get on the bike.
Villapoto.
Listen, I'm short, but I'm not quite that short. I can still at least touch the ground with one leg.
Oh, fair enough.
But yeah, this is going to be a great race. Yesterday, as always, the Cintal 85 class just offers up incredible racing. They are the stars of tomorrow today. There's so many of them now that have really stepped it up with their professionalism. You know, it's becoming more of a thing. They're more focused, I think, just because of social media, the fact that sports science is more openly available to the kids now. They understand that actually this could be a career path, but also they understand the importance of training, nutrition, all those kind of things.
Yeah, different level. The sport's constantly growing, and I think now, like, it encourages the kids to probably be a little bit healthier. You know, when we were kids, running around eating McDonald's or whatever was there. I think there's probably a little bit of a conscious effort to be better because they know how much it takes to be at that elite level, and the kids at the front of this, well, throughout all of these categories, they are wanting to get to the point where they're one day lining up in the pros, or they wouldn't be doing it, would they? Absolutely,
and there's some teams, of course, that cater for riders all the way through, and of course the team that Billy's riding for, GRT Impact KTM.
Yep.
They've now got a pro rider.
Yep.
With Jamie Carpenter, so they've got riders all the way through. So it's like a program.
And they're
to
a
get
development
to the top.
team as well. Riders come through that program, and then maybe find other rides going into the pro class. They put on a very good package for these kids.
Okay, well this is. You can go on Speed Hive for those people at home or wherever you are in the world. Go on Speed Hive, find the MX Nationals on live timing. It's also got all yesterday's results up there as well. We're just waiting for ours to refresh here. We are going to try and bring you up live timing on the screen throughout to keep you up to speed. But this is Cintal 85 action, Moto 1 of today, 3 of round 1. It's only the pros that didn't ride yesterday. Who's going to get that all-important hole shot? You heard us talk about that with the terminology. It's a key part of the race. It can make a whole lot of difference. Here we go. First gate drop of our live stream on MXN TV.
Straight into it. Who's going to get it?
Looks like one of the Matt Gardner riders there up the inside. Is that Freddie Gardner, number 14? It didn't quite get it done. But you can clearly see Matt Gardner racing team. They're in orange and white bikes in bright red kit, so they're easy to spot. But yeah, some good early racing. I can't quite see who that is in front just yet. Obviously, new season, new riders. We've got to learn new kit, new numbers, riders moving classes, but we'll soon pick it up.
Names are always very interesting, especially at the moment.
Well, we got the
modern day.
We've got the Planet Moto First Lap Leader Award, so who's going to get that across the stripe? Obviously, this will be... We're going to know that information now. Who was first over the line for the Planet Moto First Lap Leader?
It was Jamie Keith. So Jamie Keith on the one.
Guy's got a flyer.
Yeah, well, he actually started from, I think, the middle. and just carried a bit more momentum through that first corner.
So
he's on the way now.
He is on the way. So basically, the first lap leader award, what it is, it's a Planet Moto competition. What we do is we have the first rider over the line on the lap will score a point. The rider with the most points at the end of the year will get a all-inclusive ride holiday with the guys at Planet Moto down to Spain. That goes across all classes except the pros. Basically, we're doing that. So whoever's got the least number of points at the end of the year, the most number of points will be the winner, and will get a Planet Moto trip down to Spain in the off-season. I mean, that's a pretty cool prize.
Got some yellow flags already. But
yeah.
Billy Askew is, he's made quick work of that, hasn't he?
He has. He's already got to the front. It was Ryan Waggett there in second, but Billy's already got there. Charlie Richmond on the Matt Gardner Racing Machine currently resides in fourth. Then it's Jack Walker, who was incredibly quick the other week. Jack Walker, so one to look out for. Number 5 is Bernie as well.
I tell you what, the the style that Askew's got, he's very technically able on a bike, isn't he? He's so light on his feet. He almost looks like a Ryan Hughes sort of likeness. He's dancing around on that thing, on his toes, really, really picture perfect.
Yeah.
That's how you should ride a motorcycle.
Well, he's got Ash Wild in his camp, I think, as his trainer. I'm sure I've got that right. Apologies if I'm not, but I'm sure Ash is still training him. Yeah, on the balls of the feet, looking good. Jamie Keith having a solid moto here. He's got
Jake Walker.
Yeah, Jake's been quick.
Jake, he's a big lad as well. Big lad, looks very strong. But Askew, at the minute, showing them all what's what with a 2:06 to Jamie Keith's 2:13. Is that a joke, or is
no?
Billy
That's
Askew
the speed he's riding.
Got a rocket up him. I mean, that is probably EMX 85 pace.
Yeah, he's flying. He's, like I said, it would have hurt him a bit last year, losing that title right at the last race. And just he starts as favourite, basically.
Put it into perspective. These are the best kids in the country. It isn't just like Billy Askew's in a different league. The top 10 in here are top national kids. So fair play to Billy. He's really putting on a show this weekend. He's got the sand dialed.
Lovely over that tabletop there from Walker. Number 99, looking very good. He's made moves now and gone up into second past Jamie Keith.
Looking good.
Yeah, definitely. Always good to see white kit, black and white kit. I just, call me old school, but I just love white kit. Is not the best kit for motocross, but it looks cool.
It doesn't. Well, it's only not the best kit for motocross if it's not being supplied to you. If it's free, then rock it.
There is that. There's Josh Revell. Josh on the SJP Moto Husqvarna has turned many a laps around here. He's a big old boy, Josh. He's just solid.
Yeah. How old is Josh? Do we know?
I'm not actually sure. We need to start. I'm not going to call it.
We need some rider profiling, don't we?
Well, we're going to be absolutely on top of that for round 2. What we're going to do is we're going to send out a questionnaire to all our riders to fill in to give us loads of info. So that will be going out to all the riders between rounds so we can be armed.
And what
with
me
facts.
and Jeff will do is completely ignore that information and just say what we feel like saying anyway.
It's a long day, Callum. It's a long day. So, as you can see, those rollers are not quite as violent as they were last year, but that's still a technical area, and you come down past the mechanics area there. So currently, Billy Askew has the Keck's fastest lap. Now, what this is, we're not doing it per race. It's for whoever sets the fastest lap of the weekend per class, not per race. Basically, gets the Keck's voucher and award to go and get discounted Keck's clothing online.
New pair of underwear.
Yeah.
If you're going to set a lap time like that, then you might have soiled a set, so you never know, do you?
It'd be interesting to see if he's quicker today than what he was yesterday.
Just a bit of an observation. Vale and Walker both up the ante a little bit, and they are getting closer towards Billy Askew's pace. Still a little bit off at the moment, but those two seem to be brewing up a little bit of a battle.
They are indeed. Let's see. Just go on our little monitor here, Callum, and see if you can split the classes. Can we do that? And go so we try and get the because obviously what we've got here is we've got the Open 85 classes, which means we've got big wheel and small wheel racing together. They're the same age category, basically the lads. But currently your leading small wheel rider winning the small wheel category is Alfie Getters Green, number 111. He's ahead of number 357, Finley Pickering. Then in third in the big wheel, small wheel, it's Blake Ward Clark. Stanley Siebert is in fourth, and in fifth is Archie J. Gurdon.
Just to go over the top 5 in the big wheel 85 as well, we've got Billy Askew leading the way. Jake Walker in second. Jamie Keith is in third at the moment. Fourth is Charlie Richmond, and in fifth right now is Chester Hyde.
Okay, so we're going to try and, at the end of each race as well, we're going to get the winner up to the winner's circle. Hopefully, these guys will remember the drill from last year, not go riding back to the camper van or to their pits. So basically, that's what we're going to do. So the winner of the race, one of us will go out there and have a quick chat with the winner from each moto today in the winner's circle. As we said, they should remember to come up. If they don't, well, we'll just go to an advert or something as similar as that. But
parents of the children on screen, can you please remember to drag your little one up to the winner's circle, and everybody else in the paddock, please remember, because you'll leave me and Jeff hanging like a very, very sad Sunday.
Yeah, we'll cope with it though.
Well,
we'll do it. It's good.
Protocols in place.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is looking good. I mean, Askew's away with it, 10.9 second lead, but this is a great battle going on in second between Joshua Vell and Jack Walker. So, yeah, we're just trying to keep up here with it might be slightly different what you're seeing on screen. We're seeing a different on our timing screen.
Looks like we've lost Jack Walker on there, but we haven't lost him, have we?
It will update in a moment. We're getting on our separate timing screen. We're saying we got Josh Vell up to second now, Jamie Keith in third. So it looks like we might have lost Jack Walker somewhere, or maybe his transponder just didn't pick up that time around.
Maybe so.
It can happen.
On the screen that you're seeing, it's still saying Jack Walker, number 99, is in third for the moment.
You can see already how brutal this track is for these little 85cc riders. They absolutely suffer tomorrow. Not tomorrow, sorry. They've already had racing yesterday, so the second moto is going to be incredibly tough for them. But you know what? That's how we like it, because we are trying to produce top British motocross talent. If these kids are going to make the grade, if they're going to go on to the world stage, to EMX and MXGP, these are the kind of tracks we need them riding, because ultimately the tougher tracks they ride as kids and develop their skills, they're going to find it easier in the big leagues, right?
Big time. Because, I mean, I think people really do underestimate how the tracks develop at that level. I mean, you've only got to go and walk around a Grand Prix track and see the ruts are up to your handlebars and things like that. It is a culture shock sometimes, isn't it? So the rougher, the better, really, and we've just got to learn how to ride it. Absolutely,
yeah. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
However, I don't want to do that to myself. I like to go to a track on a Wednesday, freshly graded. That's a bit of me. This is not me.
With all due respect, though, you're not trying to make a career out of it as a rider.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Glad we've established that.
You did, though.
I did, yeah, and it was a great time, and no regrets on any of that, and I'm glad to still be involved in the sport to the level I am. It's basically been my life. It's treated me very well, and long may that continue. So I know what it's like to be one of these riders. You do. It's just great being that age anyway, getting out and shredding your dirt bike, and that's what we like about this Untitled 85cc class. It's they make mistakes. You're going to make a mistake. You're a kid. You're learning.
Just wild, aren't they? Do you know what? I absolutely love Charlie Richmond's helmet. See the Union Jack? Full Union Jack helmet on him. Looks great.
There's Chester Hyde. Chester in the off-season looks like he's grown about another foot. That's the other thing, isn't it, with these kids? They go on major growth spurts.
So
yeah.
You turn up and everyone's got beards and stuff like, out of nowhere.
I'm not sure if we've got any 85cc rider with beards, but I know
it seems like you step on a 125 and beard like that.
Yeah.
Just happens when you get on a 125.
But no doubt, Chester's definitely shot up a few inches since I saw him last. Anyway, so the running order. There you go. Billy Askew on the GRT impact machine, just plain sailing. He's keeping a nice gap at the minute of 10 seconds. Well, nearly 11 actually.
Yeah, that round, he's pulled the pace back a little bit now. Josh Vale was actually a little bit quicker that time round, but I think Billy's in a nice position now where he can probably manage the race. That 10-second cushion, he can probably look over the track a little bit and just see where Josh is and maintain that gap. And I imagine that's what he's doing if he's got any common sense about him.
They've got plenty of that. There you go. Look, you could see Charlie Richmond there going for a roll-off.
Yeah.
You've obviously touched on that with Bob about goggle preparation. That was a great piece, by the way. Learning stuff that neither of us knew.
I didn't know. Had no clue about that. If you've missed it, you go back and watch it. It's a good piece that Bob put on. And
Ryan Waggett!
Oh, just front wheel went over the top of the berm. I wonder if we can get a replay of that.
Oh, he just, like you said, he just got his front wheel the wrong side, and then he was basically doing almost like a skateboarder doing a curb, wasn't he? He just got the
He's okay though. At least he's getting up. He's going to try and get that bike fired up.
Let's see if we can replay. We're going to see this again. So slow-mo, he comes round and he just gets the front wheel too high. He gets just lifted. In fact, both wheels nearly went.
That had a big reaction, but hey, that's motocross.
Do you know what? He's so light there. He's almost didn't have the weight to hold the bike down. It just kind of pinged him over the top of the berm, didn't it?
Easily done. I've done a similar thing here before when I've been practicing. It's because you ride the top of the berms, and you can carry quite a lot of speed, especially now. The track's still reasonably flat, so they're carrying a lot of speed, and it just it happens.
Oh, we've all been there.
Yeah.
We all have plenty of them.
It's a nice soft landing at FatCat, unfortunately.
They're pretty daunting though. They're really quite high banks, so to go off the backside of them.
They're not very strong either. They do fall away. Back to the goggle tech tip talk with Bob. He was saying yesterday that on a sunny day we shouldn't be using mirrored lenses. He said we're not skiing, and it did blow my mind because I've always thought, right, sun's out, mirrored lens, get some laminates on, good setup. And he told me about how the light refracts off it and things like that, and I learned a lot. And I definitely will be using a clear lens with laminates in the future. So go and watch it. It was very interesting.
Yeah, a lot of the pre-recorded features we put into the first 45 minutes of the show. Once we get this live stream out of the way, we'll probably be able to break them down into individual edits on MXN TV, and you can then just go and find it. Obviously, we're going to, after this event as well, we're going to start breaking down the classes individually. So once we, in the weeks following, you can go on MXN TV, go on the search, punch in whichever class you're looking for, and then all the races should just turn up so you can get straight to your race rather than rewatching the whole live stream.
Brilliant. I like that.
Have a little
long
service.
time coming. Looks like the 99. Look at him hanging off the back of that bike. He's been pushing. I've noticed a few little mistakes from him in the corners where he's absolutely trying to get everything out of that bike. But that's what you've got to do. Jake Walker is pushing really hard at the moment. Little bit of time.
Can't have too much time left. This is a 15 minutes plus 1 lap race. We must be getting close to seeing that 1 lap board coming out. In fact, time has elapsed, so I would have thought this next lap around, Billy Askew will be on his last lap.
Yeah, the last lap for Billy Askew was fantastic. 2:05.432, so he had a new best lap of the race towards the end. Shows that he's got the fitness as well.
Pushing right to the end. Somebody rocking the Stars and Stripes kit there. I'm not sure if they're actually American, but they couldn't try to be more American.
I think I did that once. I remember they did a Fox Stars and Stripe one. I definitely indulged in that when I was a kid.
See, it's Billy Askew on his last lap, bringing it home. He is the leading big wheel rider, remember. Where are we at with the small wheels there, Callum? Just scroll down again, see if we can find it. It's still Elfie Getters Green leading the small wheel category ahead of Archie J. Gurdon, 101. Lucas Moncrief is in third ahead of Blake Ward-Clark. That was the top four there in the small wheels, but it's no mistake in the leader. Billy Askew, 4:41 on the GRT Impact KTM. Those guys put together a hell of a team. They had to throw it together even later than normal. They had a last-minute title sponsor change, which caused them a whole lot of grief, along with where we're at in the world, getting products off the back of COVID and everything. The whole sport has suffered. So many teams have really suffered. Speed goes around there.
Did you
on
see
the
how
ball,
close?
yeah, on the tiptoes of his feet.
On the tiptoes of his feet, and how close Billy Askew was to the edge. And that's what I was saying earlier. It's so easy to just break a wheel over there, and you've got to really put a lot of trust into the track. You see our medical Unimog there going to make sure rider's okay. Yeah,
we've got this new medical team, cross-country medical service, really up the ante with the medical cover this year. We've got, I can't remember, excuse me, the technical term for the machine, but we've basically got a machine now where the guys can then just put on an injured rider that will give them CPR. The machine does it, and that way we can get them to the ambulance quicker and get them on a stretcher. So that could be literally life-saving.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So brilliant stuff. Big up to Cross Country Medical, our medical team for the series.
And big up to Mark Morris as well for
absolutely
getting behind all that. And here we are, Billy Askew crossing the line.
Let's go and see if he's
take the first race.
I'm going to go and see if he actually remembers to come up there.
I'm just going to throw you over to an advert. So here we are.
Right, here we are, first winner's circle of 2022 with Billy Askew. Billy, another dominant ride. I mean, I know you ride it quite a lot, but you've got to be pleased. Last year, it didn't quite end how you wanted to. It started off great this year.
Yeah, this weekend's been perfect so far. Enjoying it, loving the track. It's nice and rough, I like it. I was beyond happy, just loving it.
I mean, some of those corners, you were just going around there on the balls of your feet. I mean, you've been training real hard. It's been a good off-season for you, right?
Yeah, it's been a brilliant off-season for me, spending a lot of time up in Spain with the RMJ Rookie Academy, with Ash, and then come back in here, riding here quite a bit. So it's been a really good off-season, really.
And a new team. Obviously, you want to thank those guys?
Yeah, new team, it's been helping me out a lot. Yeah, they've been getting races where I couldn't get before. It's been really good.
Okay, mate, go and get yourself scrubbed up. You've got one more motor to go. We wish you the best of luck. Billy Askew, GRT Impact KTM. Sintal 85, second moto of the day, Moto 4 on the weekend. Looks like Jack Walker with the lead there. Another flyer for him. This is going to be as brutal as the track is going to get for these kids this weekend. It's their second moto of the day, their final of the weekend, and they come out straight after the pros. We have faced up some of the jumps between that final Lifeline's fastest 40 race. Oh, there's Freddie Gardner just spun round in the whoops there. Luckily he didn't go in the water, in the drink. There he is on the Matt Gardner. His dad's is the team manager, put so much work into that team. Freddie just making a small mistake there, so he's got his work cut out in this Sintal 85 Moto 2. So these kids will just take their time, or I'd like to think they will, for the first couple of laps, find their way around. There's Zane Stevens, number 80 on the Madison Free Flow KTM. But your race leader over the line was Billy Askew, I think. Let's just wait for the timing and scoring to come up. There's Ryan Waggett down again, unfortunately. So Ryan has made another mistake, this time falling down the inside of the berm, not gone round the other side. So it's not been his day today so far. So Billy Askew is in the lead, as you can see. We had a little technical hitch with the time in there, but now we're back up on screen. Jake Walker, sorry. Jake Walker, my bad, sorry. Yeah, one of those things. Just got it right now, Jake. My apologies, young man. He is currently in second, Jake Walker, ahead of Joshua Vell. Then it's Chester Hyde. You can see, Billy Askew goes down and looks like he's gone down hard. He's lost his peak. So he's crashed in the same place there as Freddie Gardner on the entry to the whoops rolling section. Right, this is going to be a tough one then. So he's lost his peak. He's been immaculate all weekend. What that will do is impair his vision slightly with the sun and also the sand getting thrown in his face. So now in the lead is Jake Walker, number 99. On that gas, Josh Vell on the SJP Moto Husqvarna in second. Those two are starting to gap out a little bit. Billy Askew has picked himself up back into third. So this is going to be, he's got the pace to catch these two up, clearly. This is going to be a good one. Oh, he's pushing hard too early. He's got to calm down. He's just had a crash. Adrenaline's riding high. He's got to just take his time here, Billy Askew, regroup. But then when the red mist comes down, sometimes you have your best ride. It all just suddenly happens for you, and you can't explain why you rode that quick. And then it's almost, people say that, well, why don't you ride like that all the time? And you kind of go, well, I don't know. It's just because you just kind of let your inhibitions go, I suppose, and just roll with it. And it looks like he's now in that trim as he blows past Josh Vell. Does he, though? Josh is still holding tight and firm up the inside, but Billy will have the run on the whoops, on the rollers. There he goes then, up into second. Back to the small wheel category in this Sintel Open 85cc class. It's number 111, Elfie Getters Green, is leading the small wheel class ahead of Hayden Statt, number 48. Danny Flood, number 180, is in third ahead of Joel Winstanley Dawson, number 236. Archie J. Gurdon, who was quickest in 85 qualifying, is currently in fifth, number 101, ahead of Lucas Moncrief. He is currently in sixth in the small wheel, ahead of Mason Jones, number 212. Finley Pickering, 357, is in eighth, ahead of Ryan Clift. He's number 35. Stanley Siebert, he's out there in 10th, number 512. And then Blake Ward-Clark, rocking the number 1, is currently in 11th in the small wheel class. In the big wheel class, it is Billy Askew, now in the lead, according to my time charts here, ahead of Joshua Vell. Chester Hyde finds himself in third. Jake Walker now down to fourth. Charlie Richmond on the Matt Gardner machine in fifth, ahead of Ollie Bubb, number 44 on the Passion Racing machine in sixth. Then it's Jamie Keith in seventh. Jack Birney is currently in eighth, ahead of Declan Wright. And then 10th, number 7, Tyler Jones. Gus Musto, younger brother of Ben, is currently in 11th, ahead of Zane Stevens. Number 80 from Cornwall with his good friend Isaac Ash, now just going past him actually, up to 12th. Those two, both riders from down the southwest. Then it's Caelan Griffiths, number 144 in 14th, ahead of Elfie Osborne, the rider from just on the outskirts of London. He's currently in 16th, ahead of Max Walsham. Tyler Townsend, number 313, is 18th, ahead of Freddie Gardner, who's trying to charge and pick himself back up from that first lap crash. But it's looking good right now for your race leader, riding a little bit Evel Knievel without a peak, doing the classic bullet head look, but he won't care as long as he wins this thing. So Billy Askew back in the lead and starting to stretch out his gap. Okay, so Billy Askew, you're looking good there. On screen is Chester Hyde on the gas. We had Chester in the small wheel category last year. He made the winner's circle a couple of times. He's obviously got taller, therefore he's moved up to the big wheel class, number 57. You can see he's even got one of those extender seats to boost up even further. He's like we said, for Moto 1, he's shot up quite a bit. Interesting to see how these kids deal with this, because we said, you know, a lot of them do come here and practice. It is a practice facility, FatCat, but a lot of them say you can practice here all you want. This is completely different on a race weekend, particularly the way that we groom the track here at the Michelin MX Nationals powered by Milwaukee. The riders will start to feel flag. Callum is starting to feel flagged as he necks a can of energy drink. I won't say which brand, we'll stay impartial. Because, you know,
I'm back.
He's back. We need to be fit as well. We're not very fit at the minute, are we? But we're getting through it, aren't we, pal? Eh?
Yeah, we're getting
feeling a bit better.
Come on, give it that. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit better. I just went and got something to eat. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, you've missed. Billy Askew went down in this one early doors. Beat his peak off his Alpine Star lid, so he's doing the whole bowling ball bullet head look.
Yeah.
But he soon picked himself up and is just about keeping a gap ahead of Joshua Vell. Jake Walker, some almost 18 seconds back. So
Chester Hyde.
Yeah.
Charlie Richmond ran out the top 5
in this Sintel 85. Go and check the guys out. Sintel, loads of experience, but a relatively new brand. But the guys involved with it have been in the industry a long time in the lubricants and oil market. So just basically go and check them out. Johnny Blackshaw and the team there at Sintel getting behind not only the Michelin MX Nationals, off the back of them supporting the MX Nationals last year. It's pretty cool, because what ended up happening is that Phoenix Tools have then sort of got involved and picked up a deal with them by Sintel being involved.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And also, like, I think they know what they're doing. They've got all sorts of different products for all sorts of different bikes. You might be using something that they do as well that's a similar sort of oil. Go and have a chat with them. You might find that some advantage of going with them over who you're already using. I know we all sort of get addicted to what we use. You know what I mean? We fall into habits, don't we?
Yeah.
So go and have a chat. You might learn something. They're very knowledgeable guys. They know their product throughout, and they've definitely got a decent range over there. So they're in the paddock. Sure, they'll be happy to have a chat with you.
There's Finley Pickering going across the screen. Look at that bump there. I'll tell you what, you don't want to get that wrong.
The one.
Well, sorry, sorry.
One?
Yeah, just that one there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would not like to ride this track now. These kids have got a tough job. Look at that through there. Savage.
It's all right, they got school tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it. I
know,
remember.
they can just kick back and pretend they're paying attention.
I remember being this age in school and walking down the stairs to one of my lessons, and my legs just stopped working. I fell down the whole lot. Fell down the whole lot because I'd been racing the day before. None of my friends would believe me that that's how physically draining it was, but yeah, seriously.
I reckon you might have done that on purpose, being the class clown.
Got me in the nurse's office, you know what I mean?
End that right there. Who's doing what, Callum, in the small wheel category? So let's get them up on our little screen here.
Let's have a little look.
Keep on track with that. It's
Archie J. Garden we've got leading the way, followed by Hayden Stat. Oh, my screen just decided to have a little bit of a glitch. Hayden Stat, and then we've got Alfie Jeddas Green in 3rd. Joel Winstanley, bit better.
Yeah. 4th.
He's on a KTM now, isn't he, I've seen?
I like Joel. I like Joel because he reminds me a little bit of myself when I was that age. By that I mean sort of little, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, a little portly, little round-faced, happy kid. Happy. He's always seemed to be smiling, and he's just having a good time. So, yeah, and of course, the Winstanley family.
Oh, well, amazing. I always remember.
Oh, get in there. That was nice move.
Nice.
Jack Breeny rowing it in there.
I remember riding at the track that Guy Martin has just bought. It used to be called
Thor's Way.
Thor's Way. And I remember going there and doing a race, and Matt Winstanley, came and kicked everybody's arse on a supermoto bike. He won the experts on slicks. I could not believe it. It blew my mind.
That is cool. I have to say, that is impressive stuff. Number 5 there, who made that move on Gus Musto, Jack Beery, and then consequently just stalled it in that corner and lost those places back. And now he seems to be struggling for a rhythm now, and I'm struggling to talk.
Yeah, you're struggling for your rhythm as well.
I am.
Maybe you need an energy drink.
No, I'm not going to do that. It's time for
You did yesterday.
It's time for my medication. So just one moment. You can continue.
Yeah,
I'm going to mute myself and.
Jeff's just spraying all sorts of Cavornia stuff down his throat. Can we do this live? Why don't we just do this? I want people to hear it. Okay, so let's focus on this. Or at least I'll try anyway. So, on the screen now, once we catch him, is the number 14, Freddie Gardner. So I'm trying to get my my list in order here. So it looks like we've got waved yellows. Have we got? No, so Freddie Gardner's going to pull in. He's going to call it a day. So he went down early on in the race. Jeff informed me.
Yeah, I thought the way they were both slowing up there, I thought there was potentially a red flag, but
Ollie
no.
Bubb was sort of winding it down as well, wasn't he? But he's sort of everything's back to normality now.
There is Gus Musto, younger. There is the Lifelines pop-up, which great branding from Dave and the Lifelines team. Yeah, that was the younger Musto brother we saw on screen just a little while ago, 361, Gus. There's Hayden Stat. We can tell Hayden because he's quite small still.
Jack Berry just behind him as well. The 111 of Alfie Jedda's green coming through. I think he's leading the way, is he?
No, it's Archie J. Gurdon. Yeah, Gurdon is
in the small wheel Synthol Lubricants 85cc class.
There we did see flying through the shot. We saw the bowling ball head of
Billy Askew.
Billy won't mind that. Listen, he didn't start the race by that. If you're just tuning in, by the way, that's not a fashion statement.
It's going to be one day, isn't it?
He took a bit of a major dirt digger on the opening lap and crashed. You can see all the dirt down his left shoulder. Oh no, number 5 again, Jack Beery is not enjoying that corner.
It's terrible.
That corner sucks.
Yeah,
he doesn't like that.
To be fair, as you come in there, that inside line, it digs out so deep and it almost starts to hook. So as you come into it, if you try and carry too much speed, the rear suspension just sort of G's out, and it's easy to get on balance because it's quite tight.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I was genuinely surprised in the winner's circle interview when Jamie Carpenter told me it's rougher now than it was after the second moto last year. And well, I went out and looked at the track afterwards. Yeah,
well, they're trying to fix it as much as they can do, to keep it safe, aren't they? But there's only so much you can do.
You know, we just thought we'd get a nice, easy track for them to just ease into their championship. You know, keep it simple for round one. Nah, get them out there.
Well, the thing is, create the pain now, and it's going to make the rest of the year easier for you, isn't it?
No pain for Billy. Well, at least I don't think so. I mean, he's hit the dirt quite hard, but I don't think he's suffering any kind of injury from that. He's settled down. Like I said, vision will be a slight issue for him without a peak, but he has got a nice, tidy, nearly 5-second lead now, and he's on his last lap.
Just going around Jedda's green there.
You can ask him what happened there early doors. Didn't actually see the crash. It was at the beginning of the rollers before the pit lane straight. Well, basically the pit lane straight. It's also where Freddie Gardner crashed. So I don't know if there's like a sharp edge under the dirt there or something that's just catching them out. But we'll find out in a minute when we speak to him in winner's circle. if he can bring it round these last few corners for another race win, and let's be honest, a pretty emphatic race weekend for the GRT Impact rider.
To be fair, the team's having a good weekend.
They
at the moment.
sure are.
So GRT leading the way in a couple of classes. Obviously, we just saw Carpenter take a win in the MX2, supported by a Pico. Pro MX2?
Yeah, Pro MX2 was a Pico, absolutely. Here we go then, we're going to bring him in. It's going to be a brilliant weekend for Billy Askew. He's going to go 1-1 today, checkered flag. He took both motors yesterday, doesn't. No legger. Old school from a young rider, like that. Callum's off, all re-energised to go and chat to him in the winner's circle. We are going to start talking to the class winners in both classes. Unfortunately, because of our timing, we won't be able to fit both interviews on the show. Otherwise, we miss the start of the second of the race that follows. So basically, but we will pre-record them and we will add them. Check this, got Martin Barr. Suddenly, it's just like musical chairs in here. Callum Swan just suddenly disappears. And then like the shopkeeper from Mr. Ben, loads of that are old enough to know. And then Martin Barr turns up. Marty, nice to see you in here.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff.
So, tell me, I spoke to Jamie Carpenter. Oh, sorry, we just got to go to winner's circle. I forgot. I got so distracted by you coming in. We'll come back to Martin Barr in a minute.
So I'm here with race winner Billy Askew. Killed it, mate. Absolutely killed it. But had a little bit of a hiccup at the start. What happened, mate?
I just went through the whoops, got a bit squirrely, and it just spat me off. The track's brutal. I'm loving it, but I went down a bit hard. Got myself up and then picked my way back through the pack.
Yeah, we saw you rocking the bullet head look. But so what? You know when you say the track's brutal, you know the whoops. Are they starting to like cup out now? Is it getting a bit tricky there?
Yeah, at the bottom they've got big holes, and then they've just real bumpy and stuff. It's just brutal, but it's good racing. It spices it up a bit.
Yeah, good man. Well, you definitely showed him the way round. That was Billy Askew on the big wheel, and well done, mate. And hopefully you can get another one. So here we are with Archie Garden, winner of the small wheels. What's it going to take to start beating some of these big wheel boys, man?
I know, the track is so rough, it's brutal.
We just heard the same from Askew as well. Is it? And you're on a small wheel bike, so obviously that makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, I had a crash on the first lap, I went down pretty hard, but I got back up. And I think Alfie crashed out of the lead, so I quickly got back in the lead and just put my head down. And
what's it like when you're trying to manage a race, like you're leading it and you're sort of being surrounded by other riders? Is it difficult to know where you are on track, or are you having to keep an eye on your pit board and stuff?
Yeah, I had to definitely keep an eye on my pit board because I didn't have a clue where I was.
Well, you did a good job, mate, and that you've had a good weekend, so hopefully we can roll it into the next one.
Thank you.
Looks like Tyler Westcott with a nice early entry in.